Okay, so how do you want to do this, guys? Do you want to do a live section and then 6 p.m, or do you just want everything for 6 p.m? Or do you want all of this live?
Live.
It's all live?
All live.
Great. Who wants to kick us off?
So just to confirm, everyone came through training okay?
Yep.
Really pretty well as possible.
Yep. Always good to go.
And how do you both sum up the mood around the camp this week?
Look, for me, I think it's excited. Like, we want to get started with this tournament. This is a tournament that's so special to the players involved in it. It's so special to the supporters around the world, the history that comes with it. I think we just want to get out there and get going.
And this what's Maro been like, getting close to game day as a captain, first time doing it. What's he like as a leader in this kind of environment?
He hasn't changed too much, to be honest. So I think naturally you probably speak a bit more. The eyes always sort of flick to you at the end of the huddle to summarise the thoughts. But he's good at that. He spoke a lot when he didn't have the armband as well. So it's been quite a natural transition for him. I think he knows what his strengths are. And obviously he's a bit of an energy giver on the pitch. So it's tough when you're not on a game and he can't run around whacking people and doing his thing. But I think he spoke really well. And yeah, it seems like a natural fit for him. I think he's done a really good job.
Do you think the team will have a bit of a different identity with Maro as captain?
From what perspective? As in just his personality?
Yeah, I mean, like Jamie kind of shaped the team in his own way when he took over. It's quite a change when he took over, and now Maro's.
Yeah, I think Jay had a tough job in that sense. Like, the position the team was in, it was obviously a difficult job to take on, and I think he did a brilliant job of that. But yeah, Maz is different character, although like the captaincy in terms of like the culture, the club that they've been at, obviously Saracens, is remained the same. So there's little nuggets that you can see that sort of comes with every Saracens player that comes into camp in terms of the work ethic and the way they go about their business. But yeah, it's been pretty seamless. I don't think anyone's really made a big deal of it. Ultimately, everyone who comes into camp wants to win, so it wasn't like a big song and dance about it. I think Maz just wanted to say, look, this is how it is now, and let's crack on and hopefully achieve what we want to achieve in a tournament.
You get to shock a few people, Ellis, that not many people would expect England to beat Ireland in Dublin, but you beat them in Twickenham last year. Do you feel like this is going to happen tomorrow?
Do I feel like we're going to win tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have every intention to go out and win. I think that's probably fair that people are saying that Ireland are going to win, obviously off the back of the results we had in the autumn and with the change that we had going on in the squad. But it's a strange question, that, because every team you ask, no matter where they are or who they are, I'm sure they will say that they want to win. So of course we want to win, yeah.
Do you feel like, I mean, maybe you think it's a bogus question, but
probably.
you feel like you need to win because of the results?
No.
At the end of November in the title?
No, I don't feel like we need to do anything. I think we go out on the pitch every single time we play, we give it our all, and every opportunity we get, we want to take. And unfortunately, sometimes the stars don't align in that sense, and they definitely didn't in the autumn. We would have liked to have been 4 from 4 in the autumn, but we weren't. We were 1 from 4. So that's the nature of the beast, mate.
Has there been a fair bit of focus on that last 20 minutes of the game?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the stats, we've been winning the majority of the games up until the last 20, so we've looked into it, addressed it, and yeah, done. I had a few conversations about it.
Do you personally take receipts of green writing like maybe help to super computer models?
There's a
2% chance of winning.
Can't argue with that, can you?
But is that something that still drives you when people?
I think everyone, not everyone, but I'd say definitely myself. I enjoy an underdog psychosis. I think it's fuel for the fire, yeah, I do. But yeah, up to 2% chance. He must be a pretty smart bloke, so fair play to him.
Ellis, you're one of just 4 survivors from the last England team that started a Six Nations game here less than 2 years ago.
Is that right?
Is that say about the evolution of the team, or also the wear and tear of rugby that obviously some of them are just not here because of injuries?
I think it just means I'm getting old. Yeah, obviously the attrition of the game is probably key to that. Also the transition of what the team looked like then. I can imagine that was Courtney, Owen, Ben Youngs, all those sort of people, Dan Cole, those people that were in the squad prior to this. I think we've had some of the people that go down in as some of England's greats that aren't available to us anymore. So that I think that's a natural progression of the team, and we were in that sort of what we refer to as a transition stage. And the wealth of talent we got in the Premiership's been shining through in the last sort of 18 months. So rightfully so that those players have been given their opportunity.
And do you think, converse of that you can actually have more stability in this group going forward? That this could be maybe the core of the side that could really hang together for 2-3 years up to the World Cup?
Yeah, I know what you mean. In that sort of 2016-17 period, it was almost as if you knew who was going to be in each week. Potentially, who knows? Let's see how the tournament goes. There's big boots to fill, pardon the pun, and I think these players are up to the challenge. And one thing I do know is that the spirit of the team is to fight, and that's what the boys will do.
Can I ask you about the scrum? What's been made of the line-outs and Ireland potentially attacking England in that area, but see Ireland are missing a couple of tight heads. Is there an opportunity there? Historically, a lot of English victories over Ireland have been founded on the scrum.
Who are they missing? Just Tig, innit?
I think it was O'Toole.
He played loose head for him in the Autumns as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Tig's been that, so as you just touched on then, one of their sort of cemented players in their pack, sort of the cornerstone of their pack for the last few years. I think Finlay Beanham's done really well. Obviously, watched him a lot. Connaught played against him when I was at Leicester. He's a great player in his own right, so I'm not going to sit here and say that they're going to be... That's an interesting ringtone. You can't have that as your ringtone, a set of drums, man. Bongo drums. Okay, I'll let you off then. Yeah, I mean, Tig's obviously he's a world beater in his own right, so you can't sit here and say that he won't be missed. But I think Finley's definitely up to the challenge. I think he done very well in the Autumns as well. And Clarkson, the lad they got on the bench, he's at Leinster, isn't he? Played against him a few months ago, and I think he's really good as well. So I can imagine, similar to us, they've had a few transitions, and that happens quite naturally. And I feel they've filled the void, so to speak.
This is the time of year where a few more fans tune into rugby because it's on free-to-air telly and things like that. Like, what do you want English fans to see you guys doing tomorrow? Like, what sort of characteristics do you want to show that, I don't know, can inspire people back at home watching on telly?
What, in the stadium?
Yeah, like with the way you play, like, what do you want them to like about you guys?
I don't know. I'm not really too bothered about being liked. I don't know. Everyone's got their opinion. Some people enjoy the way I play. Some people don't like the way I play. Some people like the way Ben Earl plays and Marrow and the shouting and all that stuff. And some people don't. It's not up to us to lose sleep over necessarily what they like about the intricacies of our personalities and stuff like that. One thing I do know is that you can really feel the fans when we're putting our all into the game, whether we're winning or losing. If they see us fighting for every inch and scrap on the pitch, then you can really feel them get behind us. And even in the Autumns, when we lost quite narrowly to a few teams, you see some of the messages and some of the comments from fans. Even if it's nothing to do with the rugby, they say, like, thank you for fighting tooth and nail. So, as I touched on earlier, I think that's a trait of an Englishman fighting for the scraps in that sense, and never say die attitude. But ultimately, we wanna win games. So yeah, hopefully we can do that for them.
Just on the TV point, next year they haven't sorted out a broadcast deal. There's a chat whether the Six Nations might go off free-to-air telly and move behind the paywall. What would you think about that as someone who loves your rugby? Do you think it should stay on free-to-air so many people can watch?
You said they'd ask that, didn't you? What do I think? I don't know. I'd never watch it on telly. So What do I think of that? I think that people always shout and scream about not enough money in rugby. So I think it's unfair to look at people and point the finger and say it's a bad thing to do, in the sense of, like, you get a broadcast deal, highest bidder obviously gets the gig, and now you've got more money and you're upset about it. So I'd say that on one side. On the other side of the coin, I'd also say that you want to expand the audience, and people who can't afford to have, I don't know how much it is, 140 or quid a month for a TV subscription, or however much it is, I don't know. I don't watch telly. Then it's not fair from that perspective. When you talk about growing the game, they're not going to be able to watch it. So I think we've got a lot of problems. I don't necessarily think that the broadcast gig is at the core of it. But yeah, the people like Opta, much smarter than me, will make those decisions, and I think there's a 2% chance of that gig coming through. I don't know. It's not up to me, is it? It's not my remit.
Tom, how have the scrummaging preparations gone over this camp, and do you feel like you're building a bit of momentum from how things were actually in the autumn?
Yes, I think it's always interesting when you come back into camp and you're trying to get all the players back on the same page. New players coming in, and there's obviously teething problems you work through, but I think the players have been exceptional in how they've worked hard, they've reviewed, they've learned lessons, prepared themselves well to go into tomorrow's game.
How do you characterise Ireland's scrum?
Ireland's scrum is strong. I think Ellis alluded to earlier, they might have lost Furlong, but Beelam's solid, he's strong, he's got 46 caps. It's not like they've got a rookie coming in who's never played. They've got a lot of continuity in their team through the selection of the Leinster players, and you can see how Leinster's scrum's gone within Europe and how they've almost tried to change it into a weapon, so we're looking forward to the battle there.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
So,
Genge, you ready for the B here? It's on.